Hey guys, welcome back to my channel again. My name is Arsalan and today we are on day 44th of solving the object-oriented programming system questions with the help of Python. So if you are very new to this playlist, let me give you a very brief introduction of what this playlist is all about. In this playlist, we have been solving questions based on object-oriented programming. So we started from a very basic questions. As you can see on the screen, we started this on day 1 where we just solved very basic questions. Then we move on to day 2 where we solved a more trickier one question. Then we just increase the bar like anything. Slowly and gradually we have been increasing the bar, and then we came up on to day 44 where we are solving yet another question. So guys, if you are very new to this playlist, please do subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, press the bell icon button and bookmark the playlist so that you can get the updates from the channel. So there is a question based on hierarchical inheritance. We have been doing question based on hierarchical inheritance, and there is one more question we will be doing which is hierarchical inheritance. So let's start this tutorial with the question of hierarchical inheritance. The question says create a class called game. So let me zoom in here and focus on the question first. Create a class called game with attributes name, genre, platform and rating. Implement a method called display info that prints out the information of the game. So let's start this tutorial with first of all with creating parent class. So parent class name is class game, and then we have to just include the instance attribute that are first of all its name, then genre, platform and rating. So name, genre, platform and last is rating. So I hope that I have done the right thing. Yeah, name, genre, platform and rating, and we have to also include a method called display info that prints out all the information. So we will be just creating a method. Before that we just have to write this also to include these instance attributes. Self.name is equals to name, self.genre is equals to genre, self.platform is equals to platform, self.rating is equals to rating. Now after doing this I have to create a method called display info, display info, and in this method I have to print all of these instance attributes. So I will be saying that print f string, close it by double quotes, and then I will be saying name, self.name. This is my first instance attribute that I will be printing. So I have to print all the information, displaying all the information. So to display all the information I will be printing 4 values. So first is name, second is gender, third is platform and fourth is rating. So I will be just pressing shift alt arrow key down to copy this whole code below 4 times. Now I will be just replacing it by genre. So genre, genre, and just making it a smaller g, and similarly I will be just pressing alt and selecting a multi cursor, and I will be saying platform, and similarly I will be doing it for the last one as here as well. So platform and then rating, and instead of this small p I will be just making it capital P. So I have created a method called display info in my first parent class. So this is my parent class. Now I have to create uh, child classes for this. So let's see what we have to do for the child classes, what is the name and what is the next thing we will be doing. So let's read out the question next what they are asking us to do. So they are saying that create 3 child classes called single player, multiplayer and online game, each inheriting from game class. So we now have to create 3 child classes. We have to create child class 1 2 3. So first of all I have to create child class, and the name of the class was single player game. So I will be just copying this whole thing here and close it by parenthesis, and inside those parentheses I will be writing the name of the parent class. The name of the parent class is game, of course. We all know this too, how to inherit the class. Now I will be writing def init here, and the moment I will be pressing enter I will be getting a super init function here, and then in this super init function there are four attributes already been written. So what does this super init function, so this super init function, super init keyword, you can see will allow us to use the functionality of our parent class. So it will allow us to use the name, gender, platform, rating instances in our child class. Moreover, it will also allow to use the display info function in our child class. So this is the functionality of the super init function. So now let's create another child class, class multiplayer game, class multiplayer game, and again close it by parentheses, and inside those parentheses I will be writing the name of the parent class. Now I will be just writing def init here, and again I will be doing the same thing as I did for my single player game. Now I have to create one more class, that is online game. So I will be just copying down this here to just conserve my time, and I will be just again doing the same thing here, and def init function, and I will be using it again. Now I have created three child classes, so let me give some spaces here to separate them, and now I can just focus them separately. Now for single for the now I am on third paragraph. This is the paragraph I am focusing on right now. So find for the single player game game class, add an additional attribute called game progress. So this is an additional attribute we will be just adding to our single player game class, and that game progress is to represent the progress of the player in the game. Implement a method called display progress that prints out the game progress. So it's simple, we will just writing it here, that game progress, and I will be just including it here, self dot game progress is equals to game progress, and then I have to create a method called, what is the name of the method, it's the display progress. The name of the method is display progress. So I will be again copying pasting down here, and then I will be writing self in those parentheses, and inside those parentheses I will be writing self, and then I will be putting say a colon here, and I will be printing string the progress of the game self dot game, something like this. Alright, now I have created my single player game class. So now next let's see what they are asking us to do. So now we have to create for the multiplayer game class, add an additional attribute called numPlayer to represent the number of players in the multiplayer game. Implement a method called displayPlayer that prints out the number of players. So now this is something like this. We will be just putting another instance attribute, that is number of players. So for multiplayer games we have to additional attribute called numPlayers that is to represent the number of players. So that will be representing the number of players. I will be just writing it like this and just passing it like this, and creating a method def display players, and I will be printing out an f string, closing it by double quotes, and I will be writing the number of players and colon, and self dot num players. So this is my method display players. I hope the name of the method is correct up to the question. Display progress, display players, and I will be just copying paste paste this here. I think that is the same thing I've done. Okay, so now next move to our paragraph number, which paragraph we are on. We are on fifth paragraph. This paragraph we are on now. For the online game, add an additional attribute called online status to represent whatever the game is currently online or offline. Implement a method called display online status that prints out the online status of the game. So we have to add an additional attribute online status to represent whether a game is currently online or offline. So we will be just putting it like this again, and self dot online status equals to online status, and creating a method that what is the name of the method? Display online status is the name of the method, and close it by parenthesis, and then we will be just printing out f string and close it by parenthesis the online status colon, and then f string self dot online status. So this will be just printing out the value the online status is online or offline. So it will be just written online and offline, and it will be giving me it will be giving us the value as online and offline. So that's all in the method here. Now after this we have to create instances of single player, multiplayer and online game classes with specific values for the attributes called the display info method for each instance to print out their game information. Alright, so we will be creating 3 instances now. So first of all let's create an instance for our single player. So we have to create instances for each child class. So first of all let's create instance for our which class? The instance for our single player class. So single player class, so single player game class, we will be creating a instance. So let's say a is equals to single player game, and then close it by parenthesis. Now we have to write 5 attributes inside this. First of all it's the name. So let's say single player game, so let's say x name. Then we have genre, so let's say x genre. Then we have third I think platform, so x platform, and then let's say rating is 8.9, and then lastly it's what was the name of the attribute? Game progress. So we can write it like x progress. Now this is something I'm just writing it random values. You can just change it on your own. You can if you wish to, you can put a more realistic values. It's just random values. Now I have created an instance for our single player game. Now I will be also creating instance for multiplayer game and online games. So let's copy this and paste it, and just instead of this I will be just replacing it by multiplayer game, and I will be saying b is equals to multiplayer game, and then I will be just replacing this by y name and y genre, then y platform, and its rating is, let's say 7.5, and now number of players, let's say 4 players. So this fifth attribute takes num player, so the number of players 5 players, so 4 actually. Now similarly I will be creating an instance for our online game. So Control C, Control V, and then online game. Control C, and then I will be just writing C is equals to online game and close it by parentheses, and Z game is the name of the game, Z genre is the name of the genre, Z genre, and Z platform, and then rating is, let's say, it does not have a good rating, so let's say 4.5 the rating, and then out of 10 actually, and then we can write the we have to write the online status, so let's say it's offline. Now we have created our three instances, right? First of all, what we will be doing after this, we have to print out the display info method. The display info method belongs to our parent class, that is game, so we will be just writing a dot display info and close it by parenthesis, b dot display info and close it by parenthesis, and c dot display info and close it by parenthesis again. Now this is the first thing we have to do, and after doing this you will be seeing a thing here that x name genre. Let's do one thing, that just print out some spaces between these two, all of these instances, so that we have an idea that where we are separating. So now let's print some spaces. I have print one line space so that we know that it has been separated now. So as you can see, the name is x name, genre x genre, x platform y x platform, rating 8.9. Now similarly we have created x name, y name, genre y name, and similar so on. You can see on the screen that it has been running good and nicely. Now we have done this part to create instance for single player, multiplayer, and online game classes with specific value for attributes. Call the display info method for each instances to print out their name. So we have done this. Now then we have to just call out each individual methods of their instances. So now what we have to do, we have to call each individual uh, methods. So uh, what we will be doing, a dot display progress, it will be showing you the progress. A dot b dot display players, it will be showing you the number of players, and c dot display online status, it will be showing you the status of the game, whether it's offline or online. So as you can see, did you mean name? Where is the problem coming up here? Let's see. Display progress. Let's run it again and check what is the problem coming up here. Single player name object has no attribute. Game, did you mean name? Alright, so let's see. Okay, so let's see what's the problem coming up here. Okay, so what is the problem here is that we haven't put this thing here. What we put here was a game, and we haven't put game progress, so that's the problem that which was coming. Now if I run this, it should work fine. Yeah, see, it's running fine. So all of the things are running fine. As you can see on the screen, the number of players are 4, the online status online, offline, and X progress. You can also put it like online status, and then you can see that the online status, or you can also put a boolean value if you want to. You can just put it like true, and it will be showing the online status true. And if you want to put it like false, you can put it like false. It will be just running it like according to the thing you put in. So I hope that you have liked this tutorial and understood the concept of hierarchical inheritance in a better way, in a more understandable way. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any doubt, ask me in the comment section, and see you next time.